Quick side note. If you are beginning my book audios for the first time on a random chapter location, please you'd want to hear the introductory chapter, because it will orient you to the spiritual origins of this book. My books, The Phases of Revelation, is available on paperback and ebook, along with my first book, As I Passed Him, and Now. Greetings everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Revelations Unearthed. Thank you for your attention, and you're listening to my series of videos narrating my book, The Phases of Revelation. Please hit the like and subscribe button below. Your comments and questions are welcome and appreciated. And yes, please share my videos with anyone and everyone. If I may suggest that if you have any significant correlative current events per any of my interpretations, please make a note in the comments. Thank you so much and enjoy. And here now begins the next chapter. Chapter 12, The Sixth Seal. The wrath, the sun turned black like sackcloth. The moon turned blood red. The stars fell to the earth as if shaken off by a strong wind. The heavens receded like a scroll being rolled up, and every mountain and island was removed from its place. The kings of the earth, the princes and generals, the rich, the mighty, and everyone else, both slave and free, hid in caves and mountains. They yelled out, "Fall on us, hide us from the face and wrath of him who sits on the throne, for the great day of their wrath has come, and who can withstand it?" The sixth seal is the closing of the final chapter of mankind's existence since the Garden of Eden and creation. Once and for all, the seals have reached their final destination. All of the seals and their energy have hit a solid rock bottom, the side of an immovable cliff that stops all movement of the huge monstrous deities that mankind has constellated and set in motion because of their sins. The tidal wave of human nature has hit the shores of time and history. The process of creation concerning Adam and Eve has ended. God's mercy for the old world has ended. And now cometh a temporary, yet devastating and transitional phase of the wrath of God. It is a God who leaves behind an intolerable flock of wicked men, whose nature has proven them incapable of answering the calling of the proclamations. God has knocked and knocked upon their hearts, and they have not answered, and so they remain to face the plagues while unprotected against the 144,000 sheep that are chosen and marked with the blood of the Lamb from the tribes of Israel. The reality of the plagues brings about an immense fear, whereby the wicked realize that they are wrong and admit this to themselves. As it says in the sixth seal, they yelled out, "Fall on us, hide us from the face and wrath of him who sits on the throne. For the great day of their wrath has come, and who can withstand it?" In the latter quote, the wicked have all at once briefly come to admit, acknowledge, fear, and know that God did in fact surround them by way of his flock with care and good things given unto mankind out of love. This is the only time Satan's flock confesses wholeheartedly on a collective scale, only when they are faced with sure death. Their confession is as such: the great day of their wrath has come. The word "there" refers to God's flock, which in turn is God himself within the multitude. Just to clarify the meaning of the word "there" even further, I must say it in this manner: the great day of the wrath of the many Eucharistic Christians we exploited, denied, killed, and persecuted has finally come. As for the statement, "hide us from the face of him," component placement, it is referring to shame, guilt, and a brief realization of an assured and decisive death. And who can withstand it? No man can, not even the egocentric pride of the wicked. This brief window of their immense fear of God forces the wicked flock into a brief confession of the wicked that is endured and tolerated only during this brief situational and circumstantial window of sure death, but far too late and inappropriately realized. It is a collective parting with the image of God once enjoyed, and now they cannot. Life's freedoms and choices is gone for forever. Also notice that it is an end of days and judgment situation, and a unique one at that given the plagues, but do they understand its meaning? Unfortunately, they do not and will never understand. God's mercy has been deliberately stretched to this end of wrath and punishment. They have exploited the mercy of God's flock long enough. The latter is definitely an understatement, considering the plagues and the collective global scale of the situation. In other words, there was never any hope for them. This is because only in terror and death do they confess. But if somehow by any opportunity they are still able to get their hands on the mercy of God's flock, then they will resume their exploitation and wickedness. The wicked flock has briefly come to know who God is in this very real and concrete factual state of life or death. Concrete facts, tangible, material realities, and what they can see with their very eyes can then, and only then, convince them. They know now that God will assuredly not extend mercy, a mercy that they exploit every time. God and His faith was never enough. No miracle was never enough. They have realized this, not in the Holy Spirit, because it has departed with the flock, but they have come to realize it by the immensity of God's authority that is determined to inflict His great wrath upon them. They feared their God of Antichrist by astonishment in a backwards fear of physical punishment, not God, but feared the removal of tangible properties and economies. Now that God is physically making Himself known in the brink of His patience with them and doing it in the most physical of physical displays known to mankind, but even until now is their defiance unworthy of mercy. God has searched for any one of His children left amidst the wicked, as the stars fall in finality, as if shaken by a strong wind. And He findeth none of His children amidst the wicked flock. Just like a father and a mother would cry out for the whereabouts of their lost child, the falling of the stars upon the earth is like one last sifting and shaking of the dried-up tree of life. Even within this assuredly dead tree, God in His great love still double-checks in hopes of finding any leftover fruit worthy of harvesting, but none is found but a mere assurance and confirmation that it is done. The latter, "it is done," is a divine moment of creation transitioning, as no flock members are left behind, not one. This is a moment of great silence, as the upcoming chapter on the seventh seal indicates. God's mercy shakes the old tree of life for one last and final time. The sixth seal says, "The sun turned black like sackcloth." This is their hearts, of which emanates outward to create the abyssal world around them as barren stones. And when the moon turned blood red, this is their souls, of which emanates outward to create the abyssal world around them as the bitter waters of blood. And when the stars fell to the earth as if shaken off by a strong wind, this is their eyes, of which emanates outward to create the abyssal world around them as the emptiness and fruitless darkness. And when the heavens receded like a scroll being rolled up, this is their flesh, of which emanates outward to create the abyssal world around them as gruesome and sensory-free formations. And when every mountain and island was removed from its place, this is God's gift of wisdom and intelligence, liberty and freedom, of which choice is no longer present. All of the proper creation was lifted with God's flock. They are left like Pharaoh's Egyptians, an empty realization of essential elements of life, now gone. Fall upon us. The day of their wrath has come. Who can withstand it? Who can withstand the nothingness, this inevitable desolation, climaxing to a state of plagues now determined to punish? This was their habitat, their livelihood, the backs upon which they thrived. This state of collective emptiness and hopelessness of Satan's flock is like standing in front of an oncoming freight train from whence you are not allowed to move. This fear of God, this one and only window in time, is the transforming of the wicked mankind, the still cursing mankind that is being mysteriously transformed into a demonic state, a godless creature state, the casting of them into the abyssal state of a once man. But he is no longer man. The wheat has been harvested as Christ did so from His throne in heaven. The judgment has passed, and now comes the punishment. That which they now fear in this astonishing display of great authority, this is the part of God which they made and claimed onto themselves, their wickedness lived out to its fullest. With pride and vanity, they have exploited all good things made by God. Hope you enjoyed the chapter. Please hit the like and subscribe button below. Your comments and questions are welcome and appreciated. Please share the video or my channel link with anyone and everyone. And thank you for listening, and God bless you.